And also you're going to see the young guy with the AS. It's very hard for me to pronounce it too long.
Again, I'm Julian. I'm from Seattle, and I'm a student now in college, but I started seeing Frank back when I was a senior in high school. Mom, she grew up in New York and visits New York a lot, and she had, well, she has hepatitis B, so she came to see Frank for that, and they claimed it was uncurable by Western medicine, so she figured it'd be worth seeing Frank, and he was able to help her a lot. It's arthritis in my hip. We spent about a year trying to figure out what it was exactly, and it turns out the Western doctors finally diagnosed it as Ankylosing spondylitis. They call it spondyloarthropathy, which is a form of rheumatoid arthritis. He referred us to a doctor at Children's, and she did some blood studies and some CAT scans and confirmed that it was arthritis. But it was a strange case. So it turns out it was this rare form of arthritis found in younger people called ankylosing spondylitis. You can't get rid of, I guess you can sort of mask the symptoms, but you can't get rid of the rheumatoid arthritis. That's sort of stuck in you. So they gave me steroids. At first they prescribed piroxicam, which is sort of a hardcore Advil, I guess it would be. And that didn't really help. So then I had a steroid injection directly into my hip, into the joint, and I was on anesthetics and stuff, so they knocked me out and injected steroids right in there, and I thought it had helped. It was probably just the anesthesia, because I felt really good, and I went and played sports, and it started hurting again. It just kept getting worse and worse, so we figured I didn't want to go down that path. So my mom said I should really try out Chinese medicine. I should go see Frank, and I didn't know anything about it. I was a bit skeptical, and we came out here during spring break, so I had a week to see him, and he took my pulse and looked at my tongue and all that stuff, and he said, I can fix it. And then this summer I was able to come out, and we were able to see him for 2 months, and the goal was to get me better for college so I could play sports in college. And now I'm playing squash in college, and I haven't had a problem. I guess I learned that it's really worth trying it out. I mean, it really can't hurt, and from everything I've heard and from my own experience is that you generally come out positively. It can cure things that Western medicine can't, and of course, you know, there's places for both styles of medicine, but Correct. When it comes to things like arthritis or hepatitis in my mom's case, Chinese medicine really has a leg up, I think. My dad is still skeptical, I don't know why, but he wanted facts. He wanted concrete evidence that it was better, and I went and got a blood drawn just a couple weeks ago to check for signs of inflammation, and 0 would be no inflammation. I was at, I think it was about 30 or something, and the average person's at 6 or 7, and it came back with 3. That was terrific, so I'm really glad that it came back. So I just kind of rubbed that in my dad's face. Anybody, everybody.